just so excited we're finally launching this podcast.
I'm excited too.
Like my heart's racing so bad or so fast or so good. I don't even know what it is. Like it's just racing. Is your heart racing too?
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Oh,
this is
my
going to be
goodness.
awesome.
I hope I don't throw up while we're doing it because I kind of feel like I might throw up a little bit right now.
Oh, man.
I feel like that sometimes when I get super excited about things.
Oh, wait. Do you need water?
No,
or anything?
I'm good. I want it to be really good. My mom's going to listen and all my friends, the guys back at I really don't know many people, but I know lots of people are going to listen and like, I don't want to sound dumb. I want to sound like really smart. Like I want people to think I'm really smart.
It's going to be great.
I want them to think that I know what I'm talking about, and I want them to want to be like me because I've worked really hard to be like me, and I feel like I've done a really good job being me, and I just want them to know that they could be me too if they just work hard enough.
It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. This is going to be a great podcast.
I gotta go. I think I should go to the bathroom before we get started, though.
If you need to. Do you need to?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
You're listening to a masterclass in filmmaking featuring director extraordinaire Josh Mann. Well, thank you, listeners, for joining us for our premiere episode, our numero uno episode of a masterclass in filmmaking featuring director extraordinaire Josh Mann. And I am, in fact, that said director extraordinaire, Josh Mann, here to serve you. I'm so excited to launch this podcast. This has been probably 25 years in the making, maybe longer than that. Wow. It's like my whole life has been preparing for this because like I'm so smart now, and I'm excited about an opportunity to share my smartness with you. And I'm not alone in this venture, in this journey, in this challenge, this climbing of the Everest. For I am joined, in fact, by my producer, Bethanie Shiplap.
Hi, I'm excited to be here. This is a cool opportunity. I didn't think I would get this.
It really is
opportunity.
I appreciate that you know that this is a great opportunity, but as we get into this, I think you'll realize that it's an even better opportunity than a great opportunity. Like it's a greater. It's like it's like a massive opportunity. It's like really big opportunity.
Yeah.
Like I think you'll enjoy working with me and for me and doing things that I tell you to. So I just want to spend a few moments explaining to you, our listeners at home, the purpose of this podcast, and that is this. I have spent my life making films, making excellent films, making films that when people watch them, like they get emotional. Sometimes they laugh, sometimes they cry, sometimes they have other emotions, sometimes like the other things that they do when they watch my movies. And during this experience of mine of making films and mastering the craft of filmmaking, I've realized that I'm really good at it and probably better than just about anybody else. I mean, there's people out there who are really good, but I would assume I'm as good as them, if not better. And so there's a part of me that feels like keeping all this smartness about filmmaking and this genius that I have, keeping it to myself is just unfair to the world. It's unfair to those who perspire to be like me someday.
Perspire?
Yes.
Inspire?
Yes,
do you mean
that's what I said.
Okay.
And so I feel like it's my duty, my obligation, my correlation to let you know of the things that I'm smart about so that you can then go out and be smart about them too.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this podcast. I know you have lots of experience and information to share because you say that you do a lot. So I'm excited to hear it.
And Bethanie, just so you guys know, she is a college student who is doing an internship for me. And of the dozens, tens of entrants that we got, she was the winner for multiple reasons. And one of those reasons is because she doesn't know much. And so I thought it's an opportunity for me to educate her as well. And so, Bethanie, why don't you tell our listeners just a little bit about yourself?
Okay, sure. Yeah, this is definitely something I never saw myself doing. I've never been really interested in film. Actually, I'm a psychology major down at Northwestern. This is my second year studying psychology. I'm originally from up north, but then when my parents split, my dad moved to Colorado, and so now I spend a lot of the weekends with him.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Thank you, Bethanie. You are like, if we had 100 listeners, we probably now have 25 because you are so boring. You just ramble.
Sorry.
But, okay, so let's move on. Bethany's not half bad half the time, which means she's a quarter good.
Thank you.
I did math right then. That was great.
Thank you, sir.
So just so you know, it's those of you may hear the name Josh Mann and you think, I know that sounds familiar. I just can't put a picture to the puzzle. Here's a little bit of my history. So I started in the film industry back in long time ago, back in because I'm getting older now and wiser, and which is great that you get smarter as you get older, because I'm just getting smarter and smarter every day. But I've done films such as The Spanish Trap, and The Making of Fractured House is a film that a lot of people have been talking about for a long, long time. It's 20 plus years in the making, and it's getting closer and closer all the time. And I know a lot of you out there are super excited to hear that and to hear more about that. And we will, throughout this podcast, hopefully be able to give you updates on that project. Achilles' Mind was a great film of mine. It was one of my favorites. The Me I Want to Be was sort of a personal telling of my triumph over adversity and versity, both. And I've got other films, like short films, and I've also helped on other people's films as well. So I've got a lot of experience making films.
I've never actually heard any of those films before, but they sound really great.
You've never heard of any of what films?
Well, any of your films that you just named off.
You've never heard of a single one of those films?
I mean, maybe I've seen one of your other films.
Have you ever seen a movie?
Yes, you know, I've seen a movie. Yes.
Something that wasn't a cartoon?
Yes, I've seen.
You've never seen Achilles' Mind?
No. Well, no, not yet, but it sounds really good.
The Me I Want to Be, which was out about 10 years ago?
No, not yet.
Bethanie, why didn't you tell me this when you were interviewing?
Well, I guess
I feel silly now. Like I feel like I'm starting to feel as stupid as you are, because here I am trying to launch this podcast and I've hired somebody who has no idea of the work I do. Like, do you understand why I'm embarrassed right now?
Well, I can see.
Which I have no reason to be embarrassed, because I'm really smart and I do a lot of good things and people like me.
I'm sorry. I'll definitely check them out though, Mr. Mann.
I hope so.
They sound really good.
Just like I don't even know where to go from. Like I'm kind of like it hurts my heart.
Okay. Maybe we should just cut to our sponsor or something, and we can talk about this later.
Let's do that.
Okay. Today's episode is sponsored by Jerry from Toledo, Ohio. Jerry is a family man who loves crab rangoons and Paramore. He would like to give a shout out to his brother Barry for always listening to my dreams and letting me crash at your place until I land on my feet. Jerry hopes to expand his local plumbing business, 2 Men and a Wrench. So if you are a Toledo resident, visit 2 Men and a Wrench on Facebook for all of your plumbing needs. Thank you, Jerry.
Well, we're sure thankful for Jerry and for all of our sponsors, those who will be sponsoring, those who have yet to sponsor, and those who will sponsor in the future. We're super excited to have this opportunity for you to be a part of a masterclass in filmmaking featuring Director Extraordinaire Josh Mann. And Bethanie, let's tell our listeners how they can partake in the sponsorship of our program.
Oh, wow. Do we have like a phone number or something?
We really haven't talked about this, have we?
No,
we can't give a phone number because like I only have the one phone number.
Okay.
And like I don't want people to know, because creditors and
Oh, creditors?
They're bad people who are looking for me all the time.
Oh, okay. We can find some other way for sponsors to contact us.
Yeah, just keep tuning in. By episode 2, hopefully we'll have some information that you could contact us and sponsor a masterclass in filmmaking featuring director extraordinaire Josh Mann. And before we go, I just want to say a final word here about this new podcast. And that final word is this: to have an opportunity to sit for a few minutes in the presence of my voice and listen from the years and the experience that I have to offer, it's going to be amazing for you guys. Like your minds are going to be blown. Bethanie, you get to actually sit across from me while I'm doing this, which I can't even imagine how amazing that has to be.
Yes.
So for you listeners, I'm so excited for you, and I can't wait for you to learn from all my smarts and all of my think stuff. And I think you're just going to really, really enjoy it. And thank you so much for tuning in to this first episode, and we will see you back here very soon. You've been listening to a masterclass in filmmaking featured director extraordinaire Josh Mann.